Hey guys, it's Dylan Holcomb here. And last night at band practice, the coolest thing ever happened. Neil brought his new toy. And let me just say that unique is the least descriptive word that I could use to describe this thing. Well, since his action was a little high, he wanted a little bit of a setup, he let me bring it home and just kind of take it around and fuck with it and stuff like that. And after setting it up and getting it to where it needs to be, this thing is just so fucking cool. Don't know what I'm talking about? Let me show you. It's this guy, right here. This is the Ibanez SRC6MS. Looks like a bass, right? But you're wrong! This is like a somewhere in the middle type of thing. It's got the scale length of of less than actually than a standard bass. It's like more of like the scale length of a really big baritone guitar. I think it's like 28 inches to 30 inches. It's got the fan frets and it has a guitar profile neck. It's not all wide like 6-string basses are. Let's check out next for comparison. So this is my Ibanez BTB. And this is the SRC6MS, I can't even remember the model name. Necks look the same, don't it? But in actuality, they're not even fucking close. And as where 6-string basses are usually tuned to E, A, D, G, and then it would be I want to say a C sharp? I don't know, I don't play with 6-string basses tuned to standard very much. But it's tuned all to the 5th fret. This thing is tuned just like a regular guitar, just an octave down. So the strings goes as follows: E, A, D, G, B, E. So you can absolutely do anything that you can do on a regular guitar on this thing, just an octave down. But what also makes this thing so unique too is the electronics that are on it. It's a Bartolini bass pickups, the 6-string models, but with a really cool circuit where you could activate the onboard preamp to active to passive, and then there's a mid boost, all kinds of stuff. This one's your volume, this one's your blend, this is your bass, this is your mid, and that is your treble. Neil and I spend hours and hours fucking around with this thing and all the really cool shit that this thing can do. And what's really extra cool about this thing is that you could run it through a guitar rig and it sounds fucking stellar. It sounds like an 8-string almost, just a little, I wouldn't say like better, just different. And then you could also plug it into a fucking bass amp and it sounds like a goddamn fucking bass. What is going on with Ibanez these days? So after I get this thing really dialed in, you know, with intonation and getting the action exactly where I think Neil would really love it, I'll give you guys a tone test. Give me a minute. So now, the tone test. And the signal chain I'm going to be using on this is the Roots Amped, the 5334. So these are my settings for the pedal board section. And these are my EQ settings for the amp. I really didn't do much. I would just do it like normal, like guitar stuff. And so this is what this thing sounds like, you know, through a good amp sim. It sounds just as good through a real amplifier too, or even a modeler. I've run this thing through my pod already. So here we go. Super heavy, right? Sounds fucking sick. Like I said, not quite an 8-string. Like they're the same notes, but it's just a little different. You can totally shred on this thing. And of course, you got to do the thing. And now I'm going to show you what this thing can do clean through a guitar rig. One thing I've noticed that this thing really excels at is tapping stuff. And yeah, it's wicked cool to do acoustic-like stuff with it too. To use it through a guitar rig, I noticed that you definitely need the bridge position, so you got to turn that blend knob, and you definitely got to turn your bass off. Because then it just gets really, really muddy. But going through a bass amp, you get the normal functionalities, and it's badass as fuck. So now here is a full mix. I'm going to use this thing as the main guitar pretty much, and the bass. And then I got Superior Drummer 3 loaded up, and let's see what happens. Obviously, that was a quick mix. You know, did it in 5 seconds, but the evidence points to it being awesome. Fucking get one, because I want one.